Hi Year 11 BTEC and welcome to your lesson today, which is going to be Tuesday the 12th of January. What I want you to make sure that you have for this lesson when we're looking at how to compose a good song and what does a good song sound like is some access to YouTube. You will also need a pen, paper, and also make sure that those devices are away. Distractions away. If you're using your phone, then that's completely fine for the lesson to watch this on, but please make sure all distractions are off. So today we are going to be looking at what does a good song sound like, and you're going to be able to compose more confidently using BandLab. I want you to be able to identify what makes a song successful and also to be able to research more about producers behind those most famous songs. So for the do now in today's lesson, what I'd like you to do is listen to your favourite song. And I want you to be making notes as you're listening going, what is it about this song that makes it successful? I want you to pause video now, listen to your favourite song, make those notes, and then maybe unpause and I'll decide on a couple of ideas that it could be. Okay, now you've listened to your song, now that you've had a go at thinking what makes it successful, I've got a couple of ideas. Now, I'm just going to talk through each of these. So, a hook or a riff is a small repeated little phrase of music that is there to get you hooked on the song. It's often there to make you catch on to the song. If we think of Ice Ice Baby, bum 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 bada bum 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 bada bum 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 bum. Okay, that little hook gets you hooked into that song. Actually, not used in that song originally. Can you tell me what song it's from? It might have clear and meaningful lyrics. By that I mean it might have the ability to make you connect with it. So it might be that it's emotional, or it might be that it just means nothing whatsoever. But it's clear, it's structured, and actually it often has a form of rhyme to it. Now this is one that I think a lot of you would go for. It's got a good rhythm and a good beat. And by that I mean it's constant. It's got something that's driving you through. Okay, it could be that the texture builds up and that it starts with just the drums first. But think about it. If it's got that constant beat, you're more likely to go back to it and keep listening to it. It's also got a clear structure potentially. Often, if it's a song and we're listening to a pop song or dance song or something, it will often have our verse, chorus, song form. And that means it will either be intro, verse, chorus, bridge, chorus, outro, or sometimes it won't have any of those sections and it'll be in a completely different form, but it will be clear and you'll understand it as the listener. Could just be that they're your favourite artist or favourite composer. You might think they're good, but we'll see. It might have a catchy melody or a catchy tune. Therefore, it kind of links back to that hook or riff. But not always good melodies are quite stepwise. If you listen to Billie Eilish, if you listen to Taylor Swift, quite a lot of their melodies are actually very monotone and it's often on a single note. Worthwhile thinking about when it comes to pop songs. And they're also just very repetitive. So, now, who is your favourite artist? I want you to think about who that person is. And if you can't pick, guess what? I need you to just pick one just for this task. So I want you to think about who is your favourite artist. So first and foremost, what I'd like to do is find out 5 interesting facts about that person, about your favourite artist. Then secondly, I want you to actually do a little bit of research into who has supported them in making some of their most famous songs. So if I was to look at Rihanna and think about Umbrella, what producers did she use to go alongside that song when she was creating it? What songwriters supported her in creating that song? Can you find out who her promoter was at that time or who her manager was? But this, remember, is still linking back to your favourite artist and one song that you want to try and find out a bit more about. And then finally, I'd like you to find 3 interesting facts about 2 of those people that you found that are going on the list. The reason for this is I think it's really successful for you to be able to know that songs are made up of a culmination of a lot of people's hard work. So I want you to figure out what that hard work is. Pause the video now, give yourself 8 minutes to complete that task. Now, for the rest of today's lesson, what I would actually like you to be doing is continue with your composition on BandLab from last lesson and make sure to be writing SMART targets as you're going through. Remember, SMART targets are specific, measurable, attainable, relevant and time-based targets. So rather than just saying, I'll drag some loops in, I will specifically pick the correct loop to go into my piece from between 0 and 30 seconds to make sure that my piece has a build-up of texture by the end of today's lesson. That's a good example of a SMART target. If you can't do that for whatever reason, I've put 3 tasks there on the board for you. So create a poster on job roles in the music industry, practice your solo performance for Unit 4 if you can, and then listen to 3 more pieces by your favourite artist and compare and contrast them. So what's good about each of them and what could be improved about each of them? You'll probably have about 30 minutes to complete this part of the lesson. Make sure you utilise it, and then at the end of the lesson, complete 2 what went wells and 1 even better if as well. I'll be on emails if you have any questions, Year 11, but please make sure you utilise the time properly. I'll see you in our next lesson. Bye.